Hi, everyone. Thank you for joining me this morning for this flow to. As you start to get settled on your mat, you can either start in extended child's pose, or if you need to be a little bit more active, just a comfortable seat on your mat. Choosing either of those postures to let your knees and hips open out. You're taking your child's pose. Start to stretch your arms out in front. And maybe take them a little bit wider. Start to relax your shoulders and your elbows. Begin to ground your palms and your forearms into your mat. You're taking that comfortable seat. Just shrug your shoulders into your ears and back down a few times to find a nice long spine. As you soften into your body, into your breath, just give yourself a gentle reminder that you are using this practice to move your body, strengthen, stretch, maybe as a way to check back in with ourselves, try to slow down. So with all of that in mind, as we move through our practice, even if we find ourselves coming into some challenging poses, maybe our body's not quite equipped to move in and out of postures as we think, just let it go. Don't worry about it. This is a time for you to not stress and not worry. Instead, just to move and to breathe. If you are in your child's pose, you can begin to walk your hands towards the right side, right corner. Comfortable seats. Feel free to also walk your hands over to that side, or just take a lifted side stretch, bring that left arm up and over. Our next breath or two, switch it out, side stretch to the left. Take that one more time, both sides. Maybe change it up a little bit if you want to roll an ear to the ground. If you're seated, looking up or down, maybe roll up your wrist, stack palms. And switch it out one more time, up and over to the left. Together, we'll come up into our tabletop. And before we take our cat and cows, we're just going to let our head and tail kind of sway a little bit side to side. Now, tucking our toes, we're going to kind of rock our weight back towards our hips, towards our heels. And then kind of begin to roll up through your spine. Maybe even walk your hands forward. You can bend your knees, drop your chin and chest, lifting up. We'll take that a few times. Tuck your toes, rock your weight back. Kind of roll up through your spine, cat back. Those hips, your chest. You're going to moving through that. And as you move through it, you're moving through some cat and cow kind of variation. Even tent up to your fingertips. Feel free to continue to move through this, maybe a little bit more dynamic and bigger. Or come to your traditional cat and cows, rolling spine. Just another round or two. Start to find your way back to your neutral tabletop. From where we are, bring right hand behind our head. Our elbow is opening wide to the side. We're going to inhale, lift that right elbow, and then just kind of cross, touching towards that left hand. 2 more times, lifting that right elbow. And cross to the left hand. 1 more, lifting up. Cross to our hand. Now stretch that whole right arm. We're going to slide that hand behind our left wrist, but stay up in the chest. So as we plant that palm out to the side, try to relax the shoulders. Really think about trying to roll that right shoulder underneath the left side up. And then we can begin to melt down, walk that hand further out to the side. Find your threading the needle. Maybe the left hand reaches forward. Unwinding everything back up to tabletop. We're switching that out. Left hand behind our head. Elbow is wide. Lift that left elbow and cross towards the right palm. 2 more, lifting up. Cross. 1 more, lifting up. And cross. Now stretch that whole left arm. Again, just plant that hand behind the left wrist. Relax the shoulders. Try to open that right side, left side, cross down. And then we can begin to melt further. Or thread the needle. Begin to unwind back up to our tabletop. Get ready, tuck your toes, crouch and curl back of our mat. Head is heavy, drop that tailbone down and try to lengthen the lower back. Stay here longer if you like. If you prefer to begin to stretch those legs out, taking your right dog. You need to really think about lengthening our low back. Find a deeper bend in your knees or even take your feet further apart. Think of getting the top of your head to touch the ground. We'll stay for about 3 to 4 more breaths. Feel free to do anything else you need here. If your feet are not underneath your hips, bring them out to your hips. A little bit wider stance than all the way together. And a nice softness in the knees, hands to our legs, long spine. We're both parallel to our mat. And then folding forward, just rolling up through our spine. Head is the last thing to arise. Legs are still separated. The top rolling, shoulders up and back. Really broadening across our chest. We're just going to inhale, float those fingertips high. And exhale, float them back down. Adding on, inhale, stretch up. Think of your chest leaning forward, soften your knees, long spine, moving through that halfway lift. Now halfway lift, long, flat back, knees can still be slightly bent. As we fall, we'll walk those hands forward, bringing our left knee with us, knee to nose. Walk that foot through to your low lunge. We'll tap that back knee down, crescent moon, fingertips can lift up. Bring our hands to our low back. Option, just place the palms, one on top of the other, or chest expansion, begin to roll the shoulders down. Shoulders stacking over hips, maybe a little lift in the chest. Hands to our mat, we lift that back knee, inhale, start to stretch everything out. Low lunge or tap that knee down, dynamic stretching. Inhale, lengthen back. Exhale, low lunge. One more, inhale, stretch. Exhale, low lunge. Inhale, stretch. This time, come forward, top of your mat, feet together. Zip those legs, halfway lift, long flat back. Exhale, full fingertips, crown of the head, reach up to Tadasana. Exhale, hands in a heart center. Thumbs pressing into our sternum, engage the glutes. Hips press forward, little lift in our sternum, back bend. Shoulders over hips, Tadasana, stretch tall. Exhale, forward fold. Right foot, then left foot, step back, high plank. Press through the heels. Right away, down dog, hips are high. Take a couple breaths here, maybe start to paddle and tread through your feet. Maybe start to gaze underneath one shoulder and the other, kind of shift side to side. Keep moving through those legs as you walk your hands towards your feet, back of your mat. Again, that long spine, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, rise up, fingertips, reach up. Float those hands at our sides. And inhale, stretch up. Adding on, chest leans forward, soften your knees, move through that flat back. Halfway lift. As those hands plant and we walk forward, bring that right knee with us, knee to nose. Stepping through low lunge. Back knee down, fingertips, chest to lift up. Hands to low back or your chest expansion. Shoulders over hips, maybe a little lift in the chest. Hands to our mat, back knee lift, stretching everything nose to knee. Low lunge or soften that knee down. Two more, lengthen back. Low lunge, one more. Inhale, lengthen. And low lunge. Now inhale, stretch. Come all the way forward, top of our mat. Halfway lift, legs zip together. Exhale, fold. Tadasana, fingertips, head lift up. Thumbs pressing into our sternum, heart center, engage the glutes. Hips press forward, little lift. Shoulders over hips, Tadasana. Forward fold. Halfway lift. Hands plant, stepping left foot, right foot, high planks. Press right back to your down dog. As your next breath, inhaling our right leg high. Knee to nose, come into your palms, shift forward. Inhale, right leg high. Cross towards the left arm. Maybe don't even come all the way forward. Stay up a little bit higher in your hips. And just circle that right leg to your right side. Send that leg back up. Again, crossing towards the left side. Maybe don't come forward all the way. Open to your right arm. Send that leg high. Bring it through low lunge. Warrior two. Back heel spins down. Lift that left side up and open. Start to kind of bend and straighten that front knee. Start to settle in. Extend and reach the arms straight out. Full breath. Extended side angles, forearm to our leg, or reach those right fingertips down, left arm high. And we're going to draw that bicep towards our ear. Left side pulls us up, reverse triangle, stretch out. One more, extend side angle, deep bend in that front knee. Reach that right arm forward, down, bicep to our ear in that top hand. Inhale, reverse triangle, stretch up. Think of spinning your back heel already as we come to our low lunge. Pull that right hip back. Fingertips touch the ground for a moment. Squeeze those legs towards each other, then high crescent lunge, lifting tall. Hands into our heart center. We're going to inhale. As we exhale and we twist, tap that left elbow towards our right knee. Then come right back up. Again, as you exhale, twist left elbow to right knee. Coming back up one more time, cross the body, elbow towards our knee. Coming right back up. High crescent lunge, lengthen the arms, lengthen sides of the body. Hands to our mat, draw that right knee to your nose. Cat back, look towards your back foot. Then stretch that right leg high. Take it into your down dog, full breath in. Full breath out. Inhaling our left leg high. Knee to nose, rock forward. Inhale, left leg high. Now as we cross towards our right arm, stay a little bit higher in your hips. Open to your left arm, send that leg high. Again, cross to your right arm, don't come all the way forward. Open to your left, send that leg high. Step it through, low lunge. Your warrior two, right heel spins down, lift that right side up. You can kind of wind in that stance, start to bend and straighten the knee, begin to settle in. And roll those shoulders out of the ears. Our next breath, extend side angles. You can bring forearm, reach left fingertips down, right arm high. And then flip that palm so bicep comes towards our ear. Right side lifts up, reverse triangle, stretch up. Again, extend side angle, reaching forward, that top arm towards our ear. Reverse triangle, stretch up. You're spinning your back heel already as we turn to our low lunge. You just tap those fingertips down, pull that left hip back. Squeeze the legs together, then high crescent lunge, lift straight up. Hands into heart center. As we twist, tap that right elbow towards our left knee. Come straight back up. Two more, twist, tap elbow to knee. Come right back up, one more time, cross and twist. Coming back up, lifting those arms high, crescent lunge. Hands to our mat, knee to nose, cat back, look to your back foot. Then stretch that left leg, take your down dog right away, full breath. Inhale, look forward, walk, step, or float, top of your mat, forward fold. Find your halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, chair, soften those knees, lifting our chin and chest. Use open arm twist our right arm back. Maybe lower your arms a little bit more to relax the shoulder. Feeling that twist, try to pull your right shoulder back. Inhale, chair. Exhale, left arm. Again, arms can lower just a little bit. Pull that left shoulder down. Inhale, chair. Draw that left knee to our chest. One leg to Tadasana. Stand tall. Use your eagle arms. Left elbow can come underneath. And think about trying to draw that left knee towards the center. And squeezing your inner thighs, almost like you're in your chair with that left leg lifted. And start to lifting elbows, fingertips, chin and chest, a little bit of a back bend here. Almost like you're in a bit of a cobra. Slowly unwind those arms as you step your left foot back, warrior one. Draw that back heel down to your mat. Again, maybe kind of bend and straighten into that front knee. Take that stance as wide as you can. And maybe kind of slowly inch that right foot forward, maybe even a little bit towards the side. Adding our chest expansion. Shoulders roll down, lifting our chin and chest. Same thing, think of your cobra. We're going to pause here just to breathe. And slowly descend to humble warrior. You can pull those knuckles away or maybe instead keep them resting and pulling straight back. To relax your shoulders out of your ears rather than having them crunch up. Maybe try to draw your shoulders and elbows down. You can look straight back or straight down. Hands will release to our mat, standing splits, rock forward, float that left leg. And step that foot down, forward folds, right away, inhale, chair, bend the knees, lifting chin and chest. Open that left arm, soften those shoulders, reaching back. Inhale, chair. Exhale, right arm reaches back, shoulders down. Inhale, chair, right knee draws to our chest, one leg to us. That right knee is pulling in towards the middle and pulling towards our chest. Begin to add your eagle arms. Like your cobra, begin to lift fingertips, lifting our focus. Take your time unwinding arms, right foot stepping back, warrior one. And then touch that back heel down. And maybe start to widen that stance and kind of bend and straighten your front knee. Maybe walk that foot a little bit further forward or out to the side. But still pressing into that back foot. Opposite hand on thumb on top. Shoulders roll down, lifting our chin and chest again. And then slowly we can descend to our humble warrior. Again, if our tendency is to let those arms lift up and our shoulders come towards our ears and we really round, try to maybe reach them back, keep those shoulders long. Hands to our mat, standing splits, float that right leg, stretch out. Both feet to our mat, forward fold, halfway lift. first chaturangas, you want to flow through it high to low, cobras or up dogs. Take and settle into your down dog. Full breath in as me. Full breath out. Please inhale, sending our right leg high. Knee to nose, cat back, shift forward. Inhale, stretch that leg up. Now cross to our left arm. This time shift forward. Think of your plank, but squeeze that knee up and in. Open to your right arm. Send that leg high. Again, cross to your left. Squeeze it in towards your chest as you come forward. Open to your right. Send that leg high. Step it through. Low lunge. Warrior two. Back heel down. Opening up. Please extend side angles. Option to add your half or full bind here. Roll those shoulders down. Press that right elbow into your right knee to keep it opening. Maybe changing your focus, looking up, looking down. Option to keep a half bind, reverse triangle, stretch and lift up. This time adding our triangles. Press those hips back, reach that right arm out and down. Nice. Check in that bottom hand. If it's gripping onto our leg, press your palm and your wrist onto the inside of your right leg to try to open up. Please lift up, reverse triangle, stretch high. Hands float down to our low lunge, spin that back heel. Then come right up, high crescent lunge. This time, hands in a heart center. We're taking our prayer twist. Roll that right side back, connecting elbow to your knee. Otherwise, option is to keep that elbow floating off your leg as you twist. So a little more activation in your whole core, front and back. So as you twist, that elbow is not touching your leg, but it's floating maybe about an inch above. We'll release our hands to our mat. Draw that right knee to your nose. Cat back. Send that right leg high. Take it into your down dog right away. Switching out the legs. Inhale, left leg up. Knee to nose, cat back, pull forward. Inhale, leg high. Cross towards our right arm. Keep it pulling in towards your chest as you rock forward. Open to your left. Send that leg high. Cross towards your right, keep it pulling up and in. Open to your left, send that leg high. Bring it through, low lunge. Warrior two, right heel spins down, open up. Settling into your extended side angles. Option if you want to add your half or full bind. Wherever you are, think of still pressing that left knee open. Maybe maintain your half bind, reverse triangle, stretch and lift. And then taking your triangles, hips press back, reaching out, then down. And check with that bottom hand. If it's gripping onto our leg and we're kind of melting down, lift up, press that hand or wrist into the leg to open up. One more reverse triangle, reach up. Turn that back heel as fingertips float to our mat, low lunge. Pull that left hip back, high crescent lunge. Hands into our heart center. We'll take that prayer twist. Roll and then connect elbow to knee, or that option is to float your elbow So finding that space, using your whole core, front and back of the body to stay lifted. Use hands to our mat, draw that left knee to our nose, half back, squeeze it in. Stretch that left leg, take our down dog, full breath here. Inhale, look forward, top of your mat, forward fold. Halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, Tadasana, standing tall. Drawing hands in the heart center. Yogis, we're just going to start to shift our weight into our right leg. But as we do so, rather than relaxing that right glute and hip, think of engaging your glutes and trying to press them in and kind of forward just a little bit. So you're standing right on top of your hips and your heels. So with everything pulling in, begin to draw your left knee in towards your chest. Now, we're going to start to work towards our flamingo pose. You can also think of this as almost like a standing hurdler. So that left knee is drawing towards our chest. We're just going to reach that left hand to the inside of our left leg. So think of pressing your wrist or your forearm onto the inside of your left leg. Now, at the same time, your leg is pressing back into your arm. If it feels okay, think of that same thing when we were on our mat and we're drawing our knee towards our nose, cat back in your plank. So you can start to just curve your spine, drawing your nose towards your knee. But even though you're folding forward, you're still imagining you're pressing yourself away. So your abdominals are engaged. You're pressing your low back away from your leg. So with that left arm reaching down, maybe it comes and wraps to the inside of your left foot. But think of still that knee onto your left arm and your arm on your leg. Same time, drawing that knee in, nose is coming down, and you're stretching through that right heel. And slowly just come back up, release that left foot down. Maybe kind of let your hips sway a little bit side to side. If you're really engaging those glutes in that right hip, you might have felt it more on your right hip than anywhere else on the outside. That's okay. That's going to help stabilize and keep us balanced. So we're going to try that on our other side. So just start by standing tall. As we start to shift the weight into our left leg, rather than, again, just relaxing your left side, engage your glutes, pull them in, kind of think of pressing them forward. You start to draw that right knee in. Just start here, even though you know where we're going. Think of drawing that knee in and up. Now reach that right hand straight down. Feel your arm and your leg pressing in towards each other. Really active. Low belly's pulling in and back. As you start to draw your nose towards your knee, think of your cat back, trying to pull your shoulder blades away from your leg. Then if hand can reach towards the right sole of our foot, but again, think of your knee and your elbow pressing in towards each other. At the same time, that left leg is pressing down and long. Slowly start to come back up, release that right foot, and you kind of shake your hips. Now inhale, Tadasana, lift tall, forward fold, release. Halfway lift. Exhale as we fold, we're going to take our yogi squat. Let those knees and hips open out, soften down. Elbows in towards our knees. So yogis, we're gonna start to work towards our hurdlers. And if you know that it doesn't feel like it's in your practice where you're at today, totally fine, but I want you to start working towards it to just kind of build some strength in the body, even if you don't end up finding the full posture. So we're just taking it step by step. So we're going to release our right hand and then our left hand down towards the ground. Think more about your right arm. So you're already going to start to press into your right elbow, into your knee, and your knee into your elbow. So from where we are, we're just going to kind of lift our hips up, keep that right arm connecting towards your right leg, and just stepping our left foot back to a little bit of a lunge. So your leg doesn't have to be totally straight behind you, but still think about that right arm and right leg connected. Maybe even start to lift your right heel. You're kind of just lifting up on that right leg a little bit higher. Elbow and knee are still pressing in towards each other. Back leg is behind us. So find this first, that cat back. And now from here, we're going to try to really press the mat away. Stretch your right leg up, finding a shorter 3-leg down dog. So from this 3-leg down dog, just let that top leg hang out where it is. We're going to look forward and we're going to shift towards our high plank. Again, back leg might be a little bit bent. And just start to hug your elbows in slowly, just a little bit. Option to come down to your back knee. And just start to kind of hug your elbows in. Just feel that action. Press back up. If those toes were tucked, knee is down. Stretch that leg high. Now you're going to think of doing all of those things together. So we're going to bend that right knee. We're going to bring it forward. Try to come back towards that same shape from earlier. And maybe you start to hug your elbows in, lowering your chest. You can always kind of release that knee down. But now you're trying to lay your elbow and your knee stacking. Then you can kind of press up, tap those toes down. Come back to your down dog. If you want to try to work the full thing, it's going to be one move together. As your leg comes forward, you're going to bend your elbows. You're going to think of lifting your chin and chest like your cobra. So as that leg comes forward, think of bringing it to your right arm. Bend your elbows. Shift forward. Maybe you start to try to kick that back heel. Think of engaging that left glute, pulling your hip in, lifting your leg high. So again, yogis, you can practice a couple variations. Maybe just kind of shifting forward that shorter stance. Connect your elbow to your knee like you would if your knee was to your nose, but instead towards the outside. Or if you want to just practice coming down to your knee, chaturanga your chest, stretching back. So find your way back into your down dog, kind of shake it out. We're going to take that on the other side. So looking forward, top of your mats. We're going to find our yogi squat again, heels and toes out, bending the knees, sink low. Already feeling those arms pressing into our legs. So we'll release that left hand down, then right hand, thinking more about the left elbow and the left knee. So from here, you can kind of start to step your right foot back. Think of more of staying connected on that left side. Right foot stepping back, maybe a little bit, again, shorter stance. And then from there, you're going to keep pressing arm and leg in towards each other. Maybe lift your front heel first. Elbows can already be slightly bent. Just hold here, feel that connection. And from where we are, we're going to stretch that left leg high. Keep that left leg lifted. We're going to look towards our hands. We're going to start to shift forward. And again, we're going to see if we can start to kind of soften the elbows. Maybe you come down to that back knee, back leg. Pressing back up. Tuck those toes if you need. 3-leg down dog. Now again, that bottom leg can be bent. We're going to start to bring that left leg back towards our left arm. That knee can soften. Squeeze in. Maybe you begin to lower your elbow. Maybe you're holding there. You can always tap your knee down. And then kind of step back. Take your down dog. If you want to try to work the full thing, everything moves together as that leg shifts forward. We're already shifting, bending our elbows. Engage that right glute. Try to lift that right heel towards the ceiling. Again, maybe you step back, find your way to your down dog. You can kind of move through that maybe 1 or 2 times. Feel that connection, elbow towards your leg, leg towards your elbow. Lift your chin and chest, hug your elbows in. We purposely didn't take a lot of chaturanga for you to keep that strength built till right now to hold it. You can kind of try it another time or two, a variation. Once you feel ready, take your down dog, settle into both hands, both. Again, yogi's here, just let yourself breathe. And don't stress about it, don't worry about it. It worked, it didn't work, it doesn't matter. You have been moving and breathing this whole time as you needed. With your next breath, send your right leg high. Knee to nose, calf back, pull in, shift forward. Inhale, right leg high. Step it through, low lunge. Our warrior one, back heel flat to our mat, standing tall. We're going to straighten that front leg, and then we're going to swing that right arm back. So as we do so, we're thinking about trying to just square our hips up. So sometimes if that back foot is too out to the side, as we start to twist, it's actually pulling on our knee joint. So I want you to try to match your back foot with your front foot a little bit. So turn your toes towards the top of your mat. So your hips are square. So as we stretch, we're almost like in our pyramid pose. We're going to reach that right arm back, reaching it straight behind us. And just gaze towards your front hand. We're going to start to tick tock down. We're moving towards a revolved triangle. So left fingertips maybe come to our leg. Maybe they touch down. Reaching that right arm back behind us. So that shoulder is pulling away from our ear. Focus can be straight down. If your fingertips were touching, but we feel the rounding in our back, we're going to try to walk that hand back up our leg, almost like we did earlier of kind of floating your elbow off your knee. So now your fingertips are just kind of gently touching your leg. Think of 3 long lines. 1, 2 in the legs, and your spine is that 3rd line. If you want to slowly change your focus to look towards the right. Rebend that right knee as you slowly come up, finding your warrior one. We're going to kind of launch forward, draw that left knee in, one leg to Tadasana, squeezing our knee into our thigh. Coming into our dancer, that foot behind us, squeeze the legs back together. Start to reach your chest forward as you kick that foot towards the ceiling. Think of it as countering all those other things you were doing earlier of knee to our nose. Now think of toes towards the top of our head. Keep that right glute engaged. We're going to take a big step back. We're going to turn towards the back of our mat, finding your low lunge. From here, 3-leg down dog, stretching that left leg high. We're going to draw that knee back to our nose, low lunge. Warrior one, spin that right heel down. Standing up straight. So as we straighten our left leg and swing our left arm behind us, again, try to drop that left hip back, right hip forward. Again, that back knee might start to torque a little bit if our toes are too much out to the side. So kind of match them with your front foot. So both feet are pointing more towards the top of our mat. Hips are square. With that left arm reaching back, focus to our front hand. We'll start to move into a revolved triangle, right fingertips reaching down. Maybe they touch our mat. That left arm reaches back. Maybe we're up a little bit higher. Think of your halfway lift long spine. And yogis, if you try to come further down, we're rounding our back and compromising the abdominals and the core. Stay up higher. Option if you wanted to slowly turn your focus. If it helps your balance to keep looking straight down. Start to bend that front knee, coming back up, finding our warrior one. Draw that right knee to our chest. Think of squeezing it to the center, one leg to Tadasana. We're going to find our dancer as we kick that foot back. Countering, leaning forward. Think of lifting toes towards the top of our head. Start to release, turn all the way back towards our front foot. And then 3-leg down dog. And taking our down dog, release here. Looking forward, walk, step, float, top of our mat to take a seat. We're just going to extend our legs straight out in front of us. And we're going to start by hugging that right knee into our chest. You can let that right knee fall open, almost like you're taking a seated tree pose. So pressing that right foot on the inside of our leg. Left toes are high. Imagine the mat is underneath your left foot. You can start to walk your hands forward, taking this hamstring stretch. Option if you want to move towards your heron or even a variation of your heron, you can flip and tuck that right foot behind you. So your knee is out to the side, heel is behind you. You can walk forward here if it feels okay, or you can take full heron pose, keeping that right leg tucked, drawing your left knee into your chest. One or both hands can come towards your left foot, left leg. Draw that leg up and in. With our left leg on the ground, drawing that right knee towards our chest, crossing it over our left leg. Left foot can tuck up underneath. Trying to stack those knees, one on top of the other. We're taking a twist first, crossing that left arm. We'll take a little counter twist. You can stay tall and lifted. If you want to lean back, Maybe reach your right arm high or kind of rock your weight forward. Kind of lift up, finding a little bit of a back bend. Lifting your hips off your mat. And we'll lower back down. Just walk those hands forward or press hands to the soles of the feet. Sit up, unwind those legs, shake them out in front. And we'll switch that out. So hugging our left knee in, let that left knee fall open, like you're in a seated tree pose. Right foot is flexed toes towards the ceiling. Start to melt down here. If you prefer, you can start with that variation of your hair and of just tucking that left foot behind you, knee out to the side. That felt okay to fold forward here, or full expression with that knee tucked underneath. One or both hands to the right leg towards our chest. Our right leg will release to our mat, drawing left knee in towards our chest, across, foot over leg, tuck right foot underneath. As we sit up onto both hip bones, flat, we'll take our twist, right arm crossing. As we counter twist, you can stay lifted if you want to kind of lean back or start to lift your hips, rock your weight forward to your chin. And we'll release, extending both legs straight out in front of us. Fingertips reaching forward. Start to roll down one vertebrae at a time. As we come down, we can start to draw those knees into the chest, massage and flatten out that low back. And you kind of just let your knees open up like a supported yogi squat. Open if you prefer. Float feet towards the ceiling, taking your happy baby. Floating legs up the wall, or you can take this to a shoulder stand. We're gonna just try to keep our legs straight up towards the ceiling, not yet moving to our plow. So float the legs high. If you want to hug those elbows in, take your shoulder stand. And from our variations, flex both feet. Think of pressing through your heels. From where you are, you're just going to start to draw your right knee towards your chest, towards your forehead. Shoulder stands, think of really pressing that left heel away. And then we'll extend both heels back up, zip those legs towards each other. And then we're going to switch that out. Keep pressing right heel away as we bend our left knee towards our chest. Extending that left heel back up from our variations. Then we can take it into our plow, maybe just drawing both knees in towards our chest and forehead. Let those feet kick overhead from wherever we are. You always take your time rolling out of your variation. Bending those knees back into our chest. And you can just start to hug that right knee in. If you want to take it into a little figure four, you can take your figure four. If you want to let legs fall to the left, finding a supine twist. Or keep that figure four shape as you plant your right foot to the ground, knee towards the ceiling. We'll stay here for about 8 breaths. If you want to take more than one of those postures, a little bit of time. Take about 2 to 3 more breaths. Slowly start to bring your legs back into your chest. If you're ready, switch it out. Again, left leg can cross, taking your twist. Take your figure four. If you wanted to plant that left foot to your mat, knee towards the ceiling, your hip stretch. We'll stay about 8 to 10 breaths here. Two to three more breaths. So come back into the center. Ready, strapping hands around our shins, pulling close, inhale. And exhale, just stretch out nice and wide and long. And really expand your body. Lots of space on your back. As much as you can, try to let your breath take up a lot of space in your body. Rather than this being more of a relaxed shavasana, we're going to think of it as a little more active meditation. And even though you're feeling your body kind of release, sink down to the floor, try to let go of any physical tension. Really pay attention. Keep your focus on your breath. Open mouth exhale. Try to actively deepen and lengthen your inhale, exhale. every time that you inhale, that breath draws in kindness, patience, love for your body, for yourself. When you exhale, you're just letting it soften within you. Maybe you're sending it out. Free to stay just as you are for these last 3 breaths. You can bring hands to your body, or you can make your way up to comfortable seat. We'll take 3 final breaths, thinking of those 3 things: kindness, patience, and love. So as you're ready, empty everything out. Inhale and exhale. Inhale and exhale.